NFL Top 100. It was kind of okay, but I'm doing a redo because I think I could do it better. Let me know if you think I did better in the comment section below. I'm Stephen Gardell, better known as What's Crackalackin'. It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoy the video. If you're viewing this elsewhere, go ahead, click that link that says here. It'll take you to YouTube. You hit the big red button that says subscribe, and then you just sit back and enjoy. That's right. So to compile my own list, I only took players that played 50% or more of their offensive or defensive snaps. Also, when putting this list together, I took into consideration positional value, like quarterback, most valuable position, some would say, on the whole team. Also, obviously their performance from last year. This is solely based on how they played last year. So you might see players you don't think are top 100 worthy, but they were last year. They played at a high level at me. And also overall team value, and maybe they're just how well they performed based on their position. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're doing 21 through 40, and we're gonna start at 40. It's Demario Davidson. The dude played his mind out. This play came out of nowhere. He's always kind of been an average starter, a guy you can rely on to just be solid, but he was money last year. Like, he put on a banger of a year. He had 57 stops along with 9 pass breakups. He allowed a passer rating of almost 20 points under the league average, and he was one of the most sure tacklers. The dude was great. Brandon Brooks coming here at 39, man. Him and Zach Martin, they were pretty close. Brooks, he kept his penalties low as well, and he only allowed 19 pressures, and he beats guys like Quentin Nelson and Zach Martin because he's just the better run blocker. Like, the dude was amazing. Like, he was graded best run blocker on the interior by Pro Football Focus. They kind of know their stuff. It's a shame. He got a torn Achilles. Probably cost him 2020. They talk about he might come back later in the season. We'll see about that. 38, Grady Jarrett. Man, this dude, last season wasn't that pretty for the Atlanta Falcons, especially on defense. But the one constant that they had, because, I mean, you could say Deion Jones, but he gets hurt a lot. And it was Grady. Grady freaking Jarrett was a monster. His performance on the interior was impressive. Came away with 46 pressures, 8 sacks, and he was second among interior defenders with 40 stops. He's just pretty darn good. They were wise to sign him long term. Mitchell Schwartz here at 37. Y'all know me. I love him. He gets so disrespected just because he plays right tackle and he isn't that athletic, but the dude's a master technician, and he was solid both as a pass protector and a run blocker. He allowed no sacks this season against the likes of Danielle Hunter, who you'll see higher on this list, and Nick Bosa, who you'll see pretty soon on this list. Mitchell Schwartz put up a banger of a year. Austin Eckler coming in at 36. Yes, he's actually my second ranked running back from last season. He was by far the best receiving back in the league. And yes, even compared to CMC himself. CMC, he does a better job of actually doing running back type things. But where I think the difference is Eckler, he had 4 less drops. He had 4 more touchdowns. He averaged more yards after the catch. Yes, he fell 7 yards shy of getting that 1,000, but still, he was the best receiving back. And now he was very invaluable to the Chargers offense, and he gets to be the lead back in town. So good on you. Anthony Harris coming in at 35. The dude, whenever, I mean, he got his first real taste of being a true full-time starter there in Minnesota last season, and he popped off. 6 interceptions, 5 pass breakups. He allowed a quarterback passer rating of 54.7 when targeted. They really need to get a new deal done because he was just phenomenal last season. Calius Campbell coming in at 34. It doesn't matter where this dude lines up. He's a menace, whether it's the interior or the edge, man. He just gives offensive lines and offensive coordinator fits. The Ravens, they got him dirt cheap. They got a steal. They got a bargain. You did good. You did real good. He finished with 71 pressures last season, 6 sacks, and he had the best run defense grade among any defensive lineman with over 500 snaps. His size, length, just versatility is dangerous, and especially in Baltimore, that they are kind of, I would say they're leading the way when it comes to, they're just throwing their most athletic players on the field. And yeah, it's great. They'll throw out 3-4 safeties. They want to, if they want to. It's Baltimore is just, they're going to be a tough team this year. And speaking of Baltimore, Marcus Peters here at 33. All the corners I have ahead of him on this list, they're like locked down corners. They're shut down. But none of them have the ball hawking skills of Peters. While yes, he gave up 5 touchdowns, he kind of balanced that out with 5 interceptions. And he just so happened to take 3 of those to the end zone. So yeah, he did good. That Raven defense is going to be nasty. Nick Bosa here at 32. He put up one of the best rookie seasons for a defender, recording 80 pressures, 10 sacks, and he also added 22 sacks in the playoffs. That's 3 games. The dude was averaging over 7 pressures a game. He had a win rate of 30% in the freaking Super Bowl. The dude is already good. They should already be trying to work on getting an extension for him. He's just money. Ronnie Stanley out of Baltimore here at 31. He had an unbelievable season. It was actually probably one of the best pass blocking or pass protector seasons we've ever seen from offensive line play. He allowed only 6 pressures, 0 sacks. And yeah, dude, I ain't much more to say about that. I mean, you would think, I would say Lamar Jackson's athleticism kind of played to that, because you could say sometimes the more athletic, more mobile quarterbacks, they get their tackles and offensive linemen in trouble in general when they move around so much in the backfield. It's kind of hard to figure out what to do with the defender, especially if they're rolling out. Can't really hold that. That's called a penalty, and you can't really do that to a defender. But it worked. It worked for Stanley, and yeah, man, he did good. Chandler Jones here at 30, and I know a lot of people probably think he should be higher, but while he did have 75 pressures on the season, he also had the most pass rush and snaps, so he had a lower win rate than some of the guys I have ahead of him. So that's why you see him here, but still, he turned it into 9 sacks. He was tied for 4th in for batted passes by edge defender, and he had 4. I mean, dude, just the amount of pressure this guy put on the quarterback. He didn't give quarterbacks a lot of time to throw the ball. But yet they did on that defense. So, yeah, that secondary kind of needs to get it together. At 29, I got Casey Hayward out of Pittsburgh. The dude, he was deployed, or he was a part of a very scary front 7 there for Pittsburgh with TJ Watt, who, yes, you'll see higher on this list. Stefan Tuitt, who ended up getting hurt, which, I mean, Hayward, he had to really step up his game, which, I mean, the last 3 years, he's been one of the most disruptive 3-4 ends in the league. Jason Hargrave was really good at Zero Tech there, but he set a career high in run stops, and he was his disruptive self. He had his 3rd consecutive year of double-digit sacks. Just put on a banger. He was just good. Eric Kendricks, this is my last linebacker on the list. Here at 28, he was, quite frankly, he was just the best coverage linebacker by far last season. He only allowed 436 yards of in coverage. He had 12 pass breakups, which was the most by a linebacker in actually quite some time. And he was even efficient as a pass rusher, as they used him sparingly in that by adding 15 hurries. He didn't get his first interception, I think, until the playoffs. I know it was very late into the season, so I'm thinking it was the playoffs. But still 12 pass breakups. The guy, he was very disruptive in the pass game. Best pass coverage linebacker in the league, or at least based on last season. 27, it's Cameron Jordan. Let me go back early in the season. I think this is like week 3, September 15th. Cameron Jordan should have had a touchdown. Dude was fumbling and stumbling down the field. Like literally, the Rams, they were in the red zone. And I think it was Troy, was it Hendrickson? Something like that. He hit Jared Goff as he's making the throw. Ball pops out. Cameron picks it up. He's going. It wasn't until he got onto the other 40 that they blew the whistle. And he goes all the way to the end zone. They're blowing the whistle. And they were like, oh no, it was incompletion. No, watch the tape back, it was a fumble. And since they prematurely, I guess, while he was running, blew the whistle, yeah, even if they got the ball back, he would have been at their own, or at the Rams 40. So why blow the whistle at that point? But he said, I ain't gonna let that tear me down. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put out a banger of a season. He had 16 sacks and the 3rd most pressures in the league. Yeah, he's been kind of good for a while. Justin Simmons here at 26. No other safety was as good in coverage then. Simmons, the guy, or at least last season, he allowed a completion percentage of 53.2 when targeted. And quarterbacks that tried testing him, they ended up having a passer rating of 32.1. So yeah, he was the best player by far in that Broncos, not just secondary, but defense in general. Had 4 interceptions, 11 pass breakups, and 28 stops. And then I got the older brother of Nick Bosa here at 25. It's Joey Bosa from the Chargers. He better watch out though. Nick, I could see Nick actually getting ranked higher than him in the future. Next time I do this list. So next season, next year. So I have Joey edging him out. I mean, Nick did have 8 more pressures, but Joey had 2 more sacks, and on top of that, he had 17 more stops. So I just went ahead and said, you know what? I'm gonna give it to Joey. Casey Hayward. We're going back-to-back Chargers here at 24. When targeted, he allowed a completion rate of 56.3%, in which he only surrendered 363 yards. He had 11 games where he gave up less than 25 receiving yards. The guy is just one of the best corners in the league. I think he goes very under the radar by a lot of people, but he's been great for a while. And then I have Richard Sherman here at 23, and why I probably knocked him down a little bit. He would have been in my top 20, but it's just that Super Bowl outing was really bad. He allowed 5 receptions for 72 yards. Everyone remembers what Sammy Watkins did to him. Sammy Watkins. Good every blue moon. But outside of that, he actually had a really great season. He only allowed 227 receiving yards, so good on you, Sherman. Jamal Adams here at 22. The guy is just a versatile weapon. He spent a significant snaps just all over the place, whether it was a slot, in the box, or at free safety. He did it all. He even was deployed a lot as a pass rusher. He came away with 25 pressures and 7 sacks on only 101 pass rushing snaps. Wow, that's crazy. He only allowed 150 yards in coverage, and he's gonna get a big play day, or a big payday, whether it be with Seattle or if they decide to clowny him. Hopefully they do not. And then at 21, I got Travis Elsie. He led all tight ends in targets and receptions and yards, yet it wasn't enough for me to make him my top tight end. While you would rather Kelsey probably out as a pass catcher, he was actually a pretty good pass blocker. And you might be like, why isn't he higher than Kittle? And for me, Kelsey, he was outperformed in 3 vital areas, being drops, yards after the catch, and penalties, which Kittle beat him in convincingly. So Yeah, you're gonna see Kittle in the next episode. But that's it for this video. I don't know why I fling my arm like that. So go ahead, let me know what you think in the comment section below. We got next video should come out tomorrow because I'm about to record it right now. But until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.